So yeah, that's the Champions League. That's our season in the Champions League, at least probably overall. I don't see much happening in the league, but whatever. Let's go over this match. Let's see what it happened minute to minute, and how we got to where we got to. I think we came out the exact way I thought we were going to. We came out energetic. They came out energetic as well, pressing us high, as we expected they would. We expected them to come out the same way they were going to come out. They came out the second half of the first match, and we handled it pretty well. I mean, at least as well as you can against a team with Kylian Mbappe. I think we defended pretty solidly. We created good chances. Obviously, we scored that really solid goal. Great job from Lamine to create that opportunity. Great finish from Raf. Really just put his leg in the way of the ball. Nothing magical, but hey, a goal is a goal, right? And then up until obviously the Araujo red card, it was okay. And also I'm seeing some shots for Ter Stegen. I think Ter Stegen was good today. Obviously when you concede 4 goals, I don't know how you can say you were good, but he made a couple key saves right in the beginning before, that onslaught occurred. And some important ones that if Araujo didn't go out, which we'll get to in a second, could have been really game changing. So on that Araujo attack, I screamed for about 25 minutes on my live stream about it. I was very upset. I looked at it again at halftime, and I think it probably was a foul. He definitely contacts him. There is contact with the leg too, which I wasn't sure about in the beginning. Putting your arm on somebody is not enough to go down, especially like fall the way he did, which is the way it looked to me. There is definitely contact with the leg. I think he drags his toe, Barcola, and he definitely acts it out. The upsetting part to me is that the ref didn't look at it. The VAR just said, no, you made the perfect right decision and to move on. To make it a red card, I don't know. I feel like you have to take a look at it. I don't think it is clear and obvious. I think you need to just, hey, take a look at it. I think Barcola went down very easy. I think you should just have a look to be sure. I am perfectly fine. Obviously, I'm a biased Barca fan, but I'm fine with the ref wasting time to look at that. Even if that were against us, okay, let him take 20 seconds to look at it. If he's just reassuring that it's a foul and it is a red card, leave it. But that changed this match, and this ruined this entire match. PSG plays so aggressively. They press so high, you can't do anything. It's so unbelievably unfair. There's no chance of scoring another goal realistically against them when they have a man up. That's just how good they are going forward, how much aggression they have. It's never going to happen. So we were just hoping to hold on to that lead that entire time. And then that ball flashed across the face of goal and somehow ended up at the foot of Dembele. And again, he finished to the roof of the net for the first time in, 2,000 days, because he never did that for Barcelona. The guy was trash for Barcelona, couldn't score. The guy was trash for PSG, couldn't score a goal until, except the one goal this season. He wasn't trash. I know he wasn't. I'm using some hyperbole. But whatever. Whatever. I think that Araujo really changed this match in a way that made it so uncomfortable for Barcelona that led to a lot of the other mistakes. I think you had to take off Lamine Yamal there as well. I would have probably taken him off instead of Rafinha, but you had to take off one of those two to bring on another center back to defend against this team. It just wasn't realistic, especially with Xavi's game plan, because it was going to be to defend, to do it without, 2 center backs. I don't think Inigo Martinez was good today, really. I don't think Kubarsi was great. There were some really good tackles from him even after Araujo went out, but after Araujo left, the solidity of this team really dried up. That led to the Cancelo pen. Idiotic from this kid, man. I expect a lot from him, and that put the game away. That put him up a goal, and even though we created a lot of okay chances after that, I definitely think we could have scored from there. I think, if they were a little bit more clinical, a little bit calmer, they would have scored. And I think if Araujo were on the pitch, they would have. I also think if Araujo were on the pitch, Cancelo wouldn't have done that. Wouldn't have dove in. He might have. He's not a great defender, but he was okay today until then and after that. So it was just really disappointing. What did I call a foul? The Cancelo thing? Yeah, it's definitely a foul. I'm reading chat right now. And so it's just a mess. After that, I don't know. Like, no matter who you throw onto the pitch, it's gonna be chaotic. And some of them were saying bring on Felix and whoever. Fermin earlier, I don't think Fermin was good. He was chasing guys down, but it never led to anything really. And Felix didn't really do anything either. He didn't really have the chance. Too sure he's on for 10 minutes, but oh man, I think this game would have gone. So I don't think PSG were great today, and that's a lot to say. Obviously, they scored 4 goals, but I think Barca gave them. I think obviously Araujo doesn't go down this game. I think Barcelona wins this game, and obviously we can speculate. That's pointless, but I'm gonna say it nonetheless because I'm very upset with Araujo, and he deserves to have a lot of people angry with him. He's a great defender, has been the reason, I would argue, the reason we made it this far. Without Araujo, we would not make it into this position. We would not have been in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, almost in the semis against a worse team where we're almost certainly going to go to the finals, which I would have argued what was the case. I think he has been so good. To make that mistake there is, I'm not surprised. He's not the most consistently great with his decision making, but I am upset. I am very upset with him. And yeah, look, I was screaming a lot in chat about it. I think it probably is a foul. I think the ref has to take a look at it. I don't know. I really firmly believe that. And then I didn't mention this yet. I think Gundo, when he went down, I think that was a penalty. Vitinha gets a touch on his leg, and he went down. Not Marquinhos' interaction in that play. I think Gundo has a better chance of attacking that ball better if he doesn't get touched on the leg from Vitinha, and so I think that's a penalty. If they call that penalty there, that's huge, right? That changes a lot, and I'm not exactly sure when it was. I'm not going to go dragging through to figure it out. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that ties the game back up when he scores that, right? And so that is substantial. I think from there, we don't have to throw as many men forward and then I think we can go to extra time and then hope to get lucky there. I think the ref did make mistakes. I firmly believe that Gundo tackle was a foul, but to not go to VAR, to not have the main referee, the guy in charge of this match, realistically take a look at it, that's a miss on him. You guys are all saying bad Lewandowski, bad Ter Stegen. I think Ter Stegen was good today. I already said that, and I think Lewandowski was good as well. You guys are calling him a liability, man. I disagree. I think he was okay in link up. I think he definitely played some bad balls there, but everybody did at that point. Pedri wasn't great. Nobody was good. Every game plan is ruined. And so I really don't think Lewandowski was that bad, all things considered. I think there were some chances where he probably should have passed it in the final third, where we had some chances at the end of that match. But, Araujo was PSG's MVP, and no matter what happens to them for the rest of this campaign, he's the only reason they've made it this far. They weren't good. I don't think they were spectacular today. I think they were exactly as they were last week, and I think if Barca would have won if they had a Ronald Araujo in there. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this on a good note because I think this side, I made that this Barcelona is back video or whatever, how Xavi revolutionized Barcelona kind of video that I'm going to get flamed for by PSG fans like crazy. I made that because I firmly think whether or not we went past PSG here, that this team is not only good, but was coming into something where everyone or the core guys are healthy and they complement each other in a way we haven't seen in a very long time, especially that back line. That back line allows the rest of the team to play however they want to play and do it pretty well when they're on their game. Today they weren't on their game, and so we couldn't play that way. And that's the reason we lost. That entire video pretty much focuses on that back line and how they sit back, and that back line, it allows them to do whatever they want. Today, they threw a little bit. They were not on their game. Cancelo, Araujo, and so, we got burnt. We got burnt bad. And the thing that is dangerous is because I think a lot of us were getting excited that things were changing for Barcelona, and I know I'm sure a lot of players were feeling the same way. I think that they are going to. I'm worried we're gonna slip back to where we used to be. Everybody's guys, calm down. Everybody's like Araujo out, Greenwood in, crazy comments like that. No, we need Araujo in this team. He made a mistake, but he's still great. He's still a good defender. And everyone will make mistakes. It's just unfortunate he was stupid today. And it's also unfortunate the ref was off his game as well. I think this team is still solid, but I was saying before, I think we are at a risk of losing this confidence that we were making that we made last game. The stuff, like the excitement I saw on football Twitter and on my Discord, in my YouTube comments, was so unbelievably positive. And I also felt a way I haven't felt in, a long ass time, in a very long time. Confident that this team could win for the first time basically since the Liverpool thing in spring 2019. I thought really we had a good run to this Champions League coming, and I know a lot of people did as well. And the fact that we're here now is I'm worried we're going to sink back to the way we were. Now, financially, I think we're in a better place, and so we're not necessarily going to sink there, but man, it's tough. It is tough, and it's even harder that we have El Clasico coming up. I think we're still a good team. I think we can still compete with the best teams in the world with 11 men on the field. And I think we can compete against Real Madrid this weekend. And I think we're gonna, because I think we have to. We have to have things to look forward to. And I think that's it. So earlier today I said I don't care. If we win this match, I don't care if we lose 5-0 to Real Madrid. I stand behind that. If we did, I would have not cared. Right now, we need a win there. We need to prove not only to us, but to, the rest of our fans, the rest of this squad, Xavi, Laporta, everyone, the English media, that we can compete with the best teams in the world. And the El Clasico is our chance to do that. So it's made me more excited, I think, for El Clasico. I don't think I really cared about El Clasico coming into this match, but now I really do. We need to slap the crap out of them. We need to embarrass them. And we need that desperately right now because this team is good and they can. I think they are good enough to very much so compete and beat Real Madrid. But it's getting their head back to that mentality that we were getting, but I think a lot of us have just lost. And the fact is, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Visca Barca, Visca Catalunya. Kiss the badge, boys. It's okay. Calma.